Well, this is Mike from Dimensional Walking. Today, I want to do a revisit of one of my favorite UFO subjects, I guess we'll call it alien UFO subjects, and that is to revisit something called the Blue Room. Okay, and my title is going to be Let's Revisit the Blue Room and Evidence of UFOs and Aliens. So, the core of the Blue Room conspiracy is the belief that the US government is actively suppressing information about extraterrestrial life. I think we can all pretty much agree with that. This includes concealing evidence of alien encounters, technology, and even the existence of alien bodies. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. So the Project Blue Book connection. There's a Project Blue Book connection here. And Wright-Patterson Air Force Base was the headquarters of the Blue Book, the Air Force's project. The Air Force's official investigation into UFO sightings from 1947 to 1969. The project ultimately concluded that most of the UFO sightings could be explained by conventional phenomena like weather balloons, astronomical objects, or misidentified aircraft. However, the small percentage of the sightings remained unexplained, fueling the public speculation about the government's knowledge of extraterrestrial life. Now, does that sort of sound familiar with what's going on today? Yeah, it sounds a whole lot familiar. These government Congress type of hearings that have been going on. So, okay, so the Blue Room is also located at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. It is a fixture of this UFO conspiracy theory through its existence, although its really existence of this Blue Room is unconfirmed. Okay, although I'm going to tell you a little something at the very end that may convince me that it actually does exist. So this is an alleged highly secured facility, is believed to be by some to house un, uncovered, recovered UFOs, alien bodies, and other classified extraterrestrial materials. So where did this important stuff of the U.S. UFO crashes go? Uh, and that's of course, it went to the Blue Room. Okay, that's what a lot of people think. I think it did too. And again, it's at the Air Force Base. The famous Roswell, New Mexico crash, which is probably more in Corona, New Mexico area, away from Roswell. Actually, Roswell just happened to be the probably the closest place there that had this military base. Uh, and of course, this crash resulted in three corpses. One of the corpses was alive, or one of the bodies was alive. Originally, the three corpses were quickly flown to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and stored in a large refrigerated warehouse, which they called Hangar 18. It has been rumored that the power for the facility was generated by a mini nuclear reactor. That was kind of a little sidebar. I don't know if it had to do anything with the three bodies that were there. Um, but the three corpses. Now there's three corpses. Let me make sure it's clear. There were three corpses and one live body. Okay, there was one person, one entity or alien that was alive. The the three corpses, they were badly burned and partially destroyed by the craft. The being that was alive was first brought actually to Kirkland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, and I know Kirkland very well, but eventually ended up in Los Alamos where it was studied and a few efforts were made to communicate with the being. However, because of its great mental capacity, there was a great concern that it may mind control its guards and interrogators and try to harm the lab and the people in it. So that was the excuse because I come to find out, or the reality was they killed it, okay, because they were afraid, fearful. They were fearful the alien was going to uh, overpower them with his mental capacity. That's the bottom line here. His body in good condition, or his or its body, let's put it, its body was in good condition. So it was flown to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base to join his dead comrades in Hangar 18, which is also called Building 22 at the time. So this thing changes its name pretty frequently. Barry Goldwater had tried several times to access the facility. Barry, of course, had top secret clearance. He was a U.S. senator, as you probably know, some of you know, and a presidential candidate. But he never got inside, even though his good friend, General Curtis LeMay, was in charge of the facility. Barry was totally frustrated and pissed off, as I could hear him say that. He he had always been interested in UFO phenomena, but couldn't obviously get in. The warehouse was also to be called Room or Area 248. So it seems like they changed his number, name, whatever, as much as possible, just to confuse everybody. It had this super cyber lock that I guess was hard to get into, or very few people could get into without special codes, etc. And it really was rarely entered, supposedly, but and heavily guarded. Uh, by I guess they're saying, and somebody has said to me actually personally, there was actually a robot at the time, which I didn't even think back. 20 years ago, we had these type of military robots that were actually guarding it also. So, in the military unit that worked in and around this area was part of the so-called, and it's a really interesting name, Interplanetary Phenomena Group. So that said something there, I guess, just in its own thing. So so now, in addition to what I just told you, a relative of mine had a close friendship with the administrator in a hospital in the southeastern part of the United States. After years of close relationship, they started talking about UFOs. So, anyways, this relative of mine knew this person. Let me make sure it's clear. Knew this person, and they developed a close relationship. And they started talking about UFOs and a phenomenon. Finally, this woman said a relative of mine was the assistant to a high-ranking official at Wright-Patterson. Before her boss retired, he showed her the strange being that had been preserved in a large glass beaker in a refrigerated building on the base. She got a 2-minute look, but this viewing has forever changed her, for now she knows that the world is not what it seems. So anyway, so this woman um, saw the being, saw uh, the alien in the glass beaker. So, so in conclusion, let's say this: the Blue Room at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base remains firmly in the realm of conspiracy theory, of course. While the base's historical connection to the Blue Book Project and enduring fascination with UFOs continue to fuel speculation, it's important to approach this, of course, with a critical eye. But I'm going to tell you that I think this is a real thing because I was assured by a close relative of mine, this person uh, was a very credible source. So, anyways, that is a revisit to the famous Blue Room in Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. So I hope you enjoy. We'll see you. Bye bye.